Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, maybe good morning or good evening, wherever you're at in this beautiful world. All right, I got all that set up, and I'm so excited to be here with everybody this afternoon. So I'm just going to give it just a couple of minutes before we go ahead and start with readings, just to allow people a chance to get in. And the comments are here, so feel free, drop in where you're calling from. What's it like in your neck of the woods? And fun enough, this is a day of the full moon. And that's really, really exciting here. So I'm happy to be here on the day of the full moon and just kind of coming into that energy. And if you get a chance to watch this later and you're not here live, we're going to pull a card for the collective too, so everybody can have that reading as well. So that's exciting. Okay, again, we're just going to give it just a few moments. Sometimes I feel like technology just takes a minute to get up and running. So with that. And yeah, all right, perfect. So if you do want a reading at any point in time, just go ahead and drop a 1 in the comment section, and that will just let me know that you are open for a reading today. And then after your reading, if you feel like something resonated with you, go ahead and drop a little heart, because that'll also just kind of share with me too that, that hit into your soul. Okay. Oh, it felt like it just got really dark in my neck of the woods for a moment. Okay. So again, just give a little moment here. And, before we begin, let me just share a little bit about myself. My name is Jeanette Chaky Peters, and I call myself a mystical alchemist and a spiritual educator. And the reason behind that is because if you were able to pop into my show that we did last Friday, it's because I have a ton of different tools in my toolbox. I love to work with tarot, astrology, numerology, oracle cards, even mythology, just to, kind of help tap in with spirit. And, even sometimes that mediumship will just come right on through. So I like to weave it all together when I'm doing readings here. Okay. All right. So before we begin again, and like I said, pull some cards, the first thing I'd like to do is just kind of take a moment to center. We did this last time as well, just kind of getting that breath to come in and go out and bring us into this space of, receptivity here. So you can go ahead, take a moment. And again, if you're watching it the replay, you can do the same thing. This message is going to apply to you. So close your eyes, take a moment, draw a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. Just connecting in with our angels, guides, and ancestors, thanking them for being with us in this space today and providing us with the information that we need for our highest good. Take one more nice deep breath in and exhale out. Good. All right, so we're doing just a few different things today. I wanted to start out before we pull some cards, is talking a little bit about the energy of the full moon, because that's what we're in today. We're in this space of, working with the lunar energies. So I thought, what the heck? Why not drop it in? And again, we're going to pull a card after this. And then if you would like a reading, go ahead and just place a 1 in the chat, and I'll get to that as soon as I talk about this, because I feel like this is so important for all of us, as the collective. So right now we are experiencing an Aquarius full moon. And it feels like this is kind of like the moment that we've been waiting for, right? When the moon, moved into and through Capricorn earlier this week, we had this opportunity to be asked, to get honest about what we've been sacrificing to meet our external standards. Because that Capricorn check-in grounded us. It cleared the noise. And I've talked about this before. It helped us see what's actually ours to carry. Now, the full moon in Aquarius today arrives to help liberate what we've been kind of tight or outdated about, or maybe too small about. But then we also have this really cool thing, because it's not just the moon that we're working with. There's other planets that are going around. And Pluto, one of our planets, Pluto, that I happen to love, is going what we call retrograde. It kind of looks like it's going backward in the sky. And, when Pluto is hitting this spot in Aquarius, it's like the truth that we found hits a little bit deeper. we're starting to see exactly what's ready to fall away so that our future self can rise, because full moons are all about letting things go. How beautiful is that? Now, we also have Saturn and Neptune retrograde, but they're in Aries, and they're kind of helping reshape our inner landscape. Saturn slows us down so we can rebuild our foundation with intention, while the beautiful planet Neptune dissolves illusions around who we thought we needed to be. So together, these retrogrades kind of weave into the full moon like a cosmic reset. Capricorn grounded us. Aries is stripping away the false layers, and Aquarius is opening the door. So this is a moment for us to release what doesn't serve you and to step into something that's freer, truer, and more aligned with our soul. It's so beautiful and so great. So I do want to pull a collective card for us today before we get into these readings, just so that, we're all experiencing this energy. So we're going to pull a card for what truth is this full moon revealing for you? And what are you finally ready to release? So I'm going to pull out my Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I used this the last time. I really love the messages from here. And this is by Colette Baron Reed. So let's just focus on that. What is the full moon revealing to us? And what are we finally ready to release? Right? Again, this is just for the collective. And if you would like a reading, go ahead and place a 1 in the chat, and we will come up to that in just a moment. I know it can kind of be a little nerve-wracking to put that 1 up there and have your name show up, because then everybody can kind of see what's going on. All right, so here's that card just for the collective. Okay. All right, so this card is called Tick Tock. And I really like the message from this card, because this one's kind of showing us that, I guess I'd like to say is like, we're not out of time, right? We're not out of time for anything, right? And to take our time. So, go slowly for what you want to release, and, allow it to just kind of settle within your soul and say, all right, I've got this. I can take care of this. Right. So this is, for the collective highest good. What do we need to release, and how we can embrace this message is just know you're never out of time. So even though we have this beautiful full moon in Aquarius today, that's really kind of adding a lot of magic onto the stage, it still gives us this opportunity to say that you don't have to rush what you're releasing to. Maybe it's just starting to understand it. Use the next 2 weeks before the new moon comes around to really use this time to say, you know what? I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to let go. Everything is slow and steady, right? So not even making any fast changes either. So that's a really lovely message for the collective. So I hope that made sense to everybody. You can feel free again to place a heart in the comments if that resonated with you. And again, if you want a reading, go ahead and, place a 1 in the comments, and we'll go ahead and, get that card read for you. All right. Again, just a little 1, not a big deal. And if you feel so inclined, just say hi. Where are you from? All right. I love meeting new people and, connecting on this level. And if you're new here today, hi, Tisha. So nice to see you. This is a card for the collective. For the full moon today, just kind of understanding what we need to fully release. And it's all about letting go, right? Letting go. We're not out of time. We've got this, right? We've got this. Okay. So Cheryl, I see you up here. I'm going to pull a card for you, my dear. All right. And if there's a specific question that you have, feel free to drop that in the chat too, and we'll look at that as well. All right. Okay. Oh, nice to see you from Washington, Tisha. I love that. Okay. All right, Cheryl, this one's for you, Tisha. I will go ahead and pull one for you right after this. All right, Cheryl, what is it that you need to know for your highest good, especially for this full moon day? All right. I'm using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed because I've been really drawn to using Oracle cards lately, although I love working with tarot, and that's one of my favorite things. Intuition growing. Oh, girl. So, right. So I just saw your comment, that's your question. And this is the card that I pulled for you. New life. You can't make this stuff up. This is freaking bananas here, right? This full moon for you, this is releasing, this part of you that, maybe have felt like you were kind of like in the cocoon and now you're ready to come out, right? That intuition for you is starting this new process of unfolding. So I'm going to ask you, my dear, what are you doing with that? Have you been doing some, extra meditation time just to kind of, get that to grow out with you? Maybe even perhaps just kind of sitting in the silence, or just noticing all the different amazing signs and symbols that are out there to help that intuition grow. Yeah, I saw a snake yesterday, and that was really cool because that's a lot about, shedding, right? So go ahead and place in that comment, below with a heart, if that makes sense to you, what you've been doing for yourself to feel this new life, because that's perfect. And it's so lovely. Ooh, meditate daily in signs. That is perfect. Perfect. And I'm curious to see, what kind of signs you typically see, because there's so many out there, right? Dragonflies, snakes, different types of birds, Again, feel free. You can answer that if you'd like. And if not, it is okay. But I love that that's making sense for you. So get ready for this ooey gooiness to come out and really claiming this new life that is yours. That's so beautiful. I love it. Perfect. 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 Okay. All right. Oh, numbers and birds. Yeah. Numerology and is just fantastic, by the way. So many different openings that you can go through from there, as well as birds. I've got a number of them myself, so I love that. Hi, Vicky from Central Illinois. I know you guys have had some crazy weather lately, so I hope you're doing okay with all of that, because that can get a little, irksome. Well, it does for me, at least. Okay. All right, Tisha, I'm going to go ahead and pull this card for you. And again, if you'd like a reading, just put a number 1 in the chat, right? And if you have a specific question, put a number 1 plus the, question next to it. All right, Cheryl, I'm so glad that resonated with you. Okay, Tisha, here we go. Let's pull a card and let's just see what we've got going on here. All right. Oh, I love this. This is called Milk and Honey. Okay. I love the card Milk and Honey. And again, this is the deck by Colette Baron-Reid. This is her Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I just freaking love using it when I'm doing some of these readings. And I've got my tarot deck here too. I just haven't felt pulled to pull a card yet. So Milk and Honey, Tisha, this is such a beautiful card, especially for this full moon in Aquarius today. I talked a little bit about that at the beginning of the show about, where some of the planets are and, how this is showing up for you and how as a collective we're working on releasing, right? So here we have Milk and Honey. The sweetness is here for you, right? So as you start to let go, as things start to, kind of fall away that no longer serve you, you have this everlasting gift of nourishment coming for you. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this little baby elephant in here. And that could be, a sign for you to look into maybe some spirit animal work with the elephant and see how that resonates. But you also, again, have the sweetness of the milk and honey here. So this is a really great message for you today to, watch what you're bringing into your life. And then plus see all of the flippin' magic that's around you. Right. We talked a little bit, about signs earlier with Cheryl's reading, and I think that could, be for all of us today. What are the signs that we see? Right? How does that relate to us? But this is so beautiful. So Tisha, let me know how that sat with you. Does it make sense? Is this something that you've been, feeling lately? Just this abundance of energy, or maybe it is something that you need to feel and you need to see the magic. And it's just a reminder, right? That can come from 2 different spaces for you. So, breathe into it, take a breath. Let me know what you see. Yes, Esperanza, I'll do you here in just a minute. I've got you there. It is so lovely to see everybody here. Again, just repeating, if you'd like a reading, feel free. You can place a 1 in the comments and, a question next to it if that is, so inclined for you. All right. Well, Tisha, I hope this Milk and Honey was a perfect message for you. And if you want to later, you can go ahead and place a comment and I'll look back at it too. Okay. All right. So Esperanza, you are up next. And then yes, Vicky, I will come back for you too. All right, Esperanza, let's go ahead and pull a card for you. Okay, here we go. What does Spirit need for you to know for your highest good as you move throughout today and into this energy of the new moon? Okay. Ooh, you have the Spirit of Animals Oracle cards. I love it. And I'm so glad that made sense for you. Woohoo! Okay, perfect. All right, Esperanza, let's go here. This card is for you, my dear. Okay, round and round, but round and round in the upside position. So this specific deck of cards has these amazing meanings behind them. And when cards turn up in an upside down position, it's not a bad thing, right? It's just that, hey, Spirit is trying to talk to you, but sometimes we get in our own way. Because it's easier to direct the conversation than to allow the conversation to happen and actually, just, connect in with Spirit. So when round and round is coming up in a protection position, this could be just a message for you to say, hey, listen, you got to let go of it's not my circus, it's not my monkeys, right? Stop trying to direct certain things and, just allow them, to kind of happen or just fade away, right? Like not get involved with it because, things are changing and growing within you and you want those changes to take root because you've been working on it. Okay. Hi, Linda and Barbara. It's so nice to see you. So with that round and round, just take your time, relax with some things, allow your spirit to start to transform and grow and don't go back to those old patterns. Okay. Because you're opening, girl, you're spiraling. Right. So let me know, Esperanza, if that made sense to you. Okay. It really is such a beautiful message. And I love the spiral on it. And in the middle of here, if you can see it, right, it's a face. And the face is so beautiful. Right. So, Spirit's in the center here working for you. All right. Perfect. Okay, Vicky. All right. All right, Vicky. Let's go ahead and pull a card for you. And if you're new into joining the show, I have a room for just a few more. Oh, so great to hear that, Esperanza. I love that. Right. So if you'd like a reading, go ahead and just place a 1 in the comments below and I will pull a card for you. Okay, Vicky, what is it that you need to know today for your highest good, right? And especially just working with the energy of this beautiful full moon in Aquarius. Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? Oh, how funny is that, right? Right, so we just had this conversation on milk and honey, but it was in the other position, right? So again, when cards are coming up in this reverse position, it's not, it's just this message from Spirit just saying, hey, listen, I'm here, right? I want to talk to you, be my bestie. And, Vicky, for you, it's like knowing that you have so much around you to be, thankful for. It's just sometimes we kind of see the cups that could be spilled behind us. This is very reminiscent of the 4 of Cups, or 5 of Cups in the tarot, where it's like, we see what's in front of us that could be spilled out, but we don't see the beauty that's still behind us. So this message for you in the full moon is just like, look at all the beauty that's around you, right? And take some time to bring that nourishment and nourish yourself, right? Bring it into your full being and really allow yourself to feel the love. Okay, Vicky. So let me know how that sat with you. If it was great, just feel free, put a heart in the comment. You don't have to say anything else. But this message for you is to see the beauty, see the love, and, bring it into your soul a little bit more. Spirit is waiting behind the scenes just to help you with it. Okay. I love that, Cheryl. Perfect. It might have made sense to you too, Cheryl, because, there is something that are called cledons where I could be talking to somebody else, but that message that I just said made sense to you too. So that's also a message for you. So I love that if that is the case. Hi, Leah. How are you? Okay. All right. Elaine. Yes, my dear. We can go ahead and pull a card for you too. All right. What do we got going on here? What's the message from Spirit? Just kind of tuning in a little bit and seeing maybe there's something else that pops up. We'll see. Okay. And, just a little numerological fun here. Today is the 29th, right? Okay, Vicky, I'm glad that made sense to you. The 29th, 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 is a master number. And when we have 11 show up, that's all about our intuition. So perfect day for some readings. Okay, Elaine, here we go. What do we got here? Okay, fork in the road. Again, coming up in a position that's reversed. So spirit is still protecting you here and just wants you to listen. So this is all about choices, right? And even like a choice that needs to be made. And for you to remember that even when you're, okay, I'm trying to, let me have the words come out. Sometimes my verbiage just does not want to be there, but even a non-choice, like a non-action is still a choice. So what I'm trying to say is like, you have a decision to be made and you can either choose to do it or just not do anything about it. But you not doing anything about it is still a choice. It's still a decision. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you. The way I'm explaining that, Elaine, is that, spirit is in the background helping. You just got to ask, right? You just got to ask and say, hey, listen, I got to see which direction I need to head, where I'm going, especially for this full moon. What do I need to do? I can't just sit on it, because if I sit on it, nothing's, I'm just sitting. But it's still a choice to sit on it. So I hope that, makes sense, Elaine. I feel like I've had better days of describing this. And maybe today just wasn't the day for my voice to say that. But, the fork in the road, right? Work with spirit, figure out, which direction you want to go and choose it, right? Be an active participation in what's happening and know that, whatever direction you choose to go is still going to be the highest road for you. Okay. So I hope that makes sense for you, Elaine. With all of that. Okay. So I know I have another couple minutes. If anybody else would like a reading, feel free to go ahead and place a 1 in the comments. And if not, we can close it out by just doing another collective reading. So if you were here earlier, I talked a little bit about the full moon and, the full moon in Aquarius, and we pulled the card TikTok. That's all about just the collective knowing that we still have time, right? Not to rush things, but, to do things slowly and enjoy the process and kind of tweak what's working and what's not working. But I think we're going to go ahead and let's see here. I just want to scroll through that real quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything, because that can sometimes happen. But I do have my notepad today, so I can't do that. Okay. All right, Elaine, I'm glad that made sense to you, and you are so welcome. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull one more card for the collective today to kind of go in line with the cards that you've received yourself as this reading. But instead of, we're going to do this as the next step. So what is the next step in, taking that reading and applying it, to yourself as you move forward. Let's see here what comes up. Okay. Oh, how funny. Okay. You've seen me shuffle these cards. I just talked about TikTok and this, about there being enough time, right? So our next steps forward is, do not allow yourself to think that there is not enough time. Do not allow yourself to think that, somebody else is grabbing a hold of your idea and running forward with it without you, or that somebody else is doing it and you don't have the opportunity to do it, because that is not true at all. So just allow yourself to know that there is still enough time. You've got this, right? Don't be an armchair astronaut and just allow things to pass you by, but participate in it and, see what works and what doesn't work, because time is always on your side. So again, you can't make this stuff up. That is bananas to get the same card for, both the intro and the outer. Craziness. So just taking a moment here. Thank you, everybody who jumped on. We're just trying a couple of different things out here. I love being able to pull cards and do readings and weave in so much different stuff here. So if you enjoyed coming in the afternoon, please let us know, because that's what we would like to do. If you loved, the messages that you got, go ahead and put that in the chat as well. Okay. So I hope everybody had a fantastic time today, and that you have a wonderful full moon. Maybe go outside tonight. If you can, wherever you're at, take a moment, close your eyes. One of my favorite things to do with the full moon is I see the moon sees me, Goddess bless the moon, and Goddess bless me. right? It's just a nice little, quote to say, or a little poem to say underneath the light of the full moon. Let things go, release it, and know that you have plenty of time left. Okay. All right. So much love to you all. Have a great rest of your day. Okay.